Hello, fellow island dwellers, and welcome to a guide that is guaranteed to help you with your Animal Crossing New Horizons ambitions. This guide will cover a bunch of small and easy to do, but effective tips and tricks to help you get to where you need to go. Whether you're trying to collect resources for a demanding recipe, attempting to pay off yet another house loan, working towards getting your island to a higher star rating, or even if you just want to enjoy yourself in your island paradise, this guide has a little something for everyone. Let's start with resource gathering. Every day, your island has new resources for you to gather. Bells, fossils, fruit, furniture, crafting recipes, and more. Let's divide these up by the method of obtaining these items. Rocks. Each island usually has 6 rocks on it. There are 2 kinds of rocks, money rocks and resource rocks. Money rocks will drop a maximum of 16,100 bells each, and the money rock will be different every day. There will only be 1 on your island per day. The other 5 will be resource rocks. Rocks have a total of 8 drops per day. You need to hit the rocks with a shovel repeatedly in order to obtain the resources. There are 4 different resources you can get from rocks: stone, clay, iron ore, and gold ore. You have somewhere between 5 and 6 seconds to obtain all 8 drops, given that there are no obstacles in the way. It's very hard to collect all 8 resources in this amount of time, given that your character will be pushed back each time that you hit a rock. To get around this, simply dig 3 holes in a line behind you in order to prevent pushback. This will allow you to easily get the most resources and money from your rocks. I try to get all 8 resources from every rock on my island every day in order to get more gold or other resources that I need. Now let's talk about trees. Similarly to the rocks, there are 2 different kinds of trees: trees that bear fruit and trees that do not. Fruit trees will not drop anything other than fruit and branches when they are shaken by the player. It is a good idea to separate your fruit trees from your normal trees in order to maximize efficiency when shaking them down. It is also a good idea to shake all of your non-fruit trees every day. You can get 4 different drops from non-fruit trees when shaking them down: bells, branches, furniture, and wasp nests. Because of the last one, you should always have a net in your hand when shaking down trees. That makes it very easy to catch the wasps and to keep them from stinging you. This will also make it easy to get a Nook Mile achievement for catching a number of wasps in a row without getting hurt. It's a good idea to collect any and all fruit each day on your island. Fruit that isn't native to your island will sell for a high price of 500 bells per fruit at your shop. Similarly, if you take your native fruit to a friend's island who has a different native fruit, their shop will also give you 500 bells per fruit. I never sell cherries on my island. I keep them in my storage and keep at least 20 cherries in there at all times, so I can terraform my island without using expensive fruit. Then, when a friend invites me to their island, I sell as many cherries as I can carry. Fossils. If you're like me and you've played New Horizons almost every day since its release, then you probably already have every fossil in your museum. That being said, I still collect my 4 daily fossils and give them to Blathers to assess them. Fossils can be sold for a bit of money, and can be used as furniture as well. You can also earn Nook Miles for getting fossils assessed. How to save money. Every day that I play, I start with 0 bells in my wallet. I will sell items and resources that I collect throughout the day, and if there's something in my shop that I want, my general rule is not to withdraw any bells from my savings in order to buy it. If there's an expensive furniture item in my shop that day, I will work towards it by selling things and only using the money that I had acquired that day. Then, at the end of the day, I will put any leftover bells from that day's profits into my savings. Understandably, if you're constructing something like a bridge or an incline, withdrawing from your savings is usually the best option. But in general, if you're attempting to save money, try to adhere to this rule, and it will help you a lot in the long run. Getting new crafting recipes. One of my favorite things to do in New Horizons is crafting new items, but the hard part is getting the recipes for these items. The shop has some basic DIY recipe packs that you can buy, but you can obtain new ones in a variety of ways. Talk to villagers who are in their houses. If a villager is inside, they might be working on a recipe of their own. If you talk to them while they do this, they will give you the recipe, whether you already have it or not. It's not a good idea to sell spare recipes, because you only get 200 bells for them, and you can trade recipes with friends who don't have them already. Another way to obtain new recipes is to find bottles on your shore. Every day, a recipe and a note in a bottle will find its way to your island shore, so keep a lookout. You can also find bottles on mystery islands. Balloons with gifts attached to them can also drop recipes, although it isn't a guarantee. A balloon will spawn on your island every time your island's time ends in a 4 or a 9, so keep an eye on the sky. Celeste, an adorable red owl, will sometimes wander around your island at night. If you talk to her, she will give you a recipe for a celestial-based item. As I'm writing this, I only now got that joke and I feel very stupid. How to get Nook Miles fast. Every day you will receive new daily tasks for Nook Miles. The ones that you receive at the beginning of the day will usually be worth at least double the normal amount of miles. As you complete these tasks, you will receive new ones. And while not all of them are easy to accomplish, some of them are easy to get through pretty quickly. For instance, completing 3 DIY recipes. What I do is go to my largest beach, dig up 3 manila clams, and craft them into fishing bait with a crafting table I have set up there, and it's done. It's as easy as that. Similarly, with other tasks like using a wardrobe to change your outfit, I usually just change the socks that I'm wearing and hit accept, and that one's done too. Just think outside the box and how you can get certain objectives done even faster than before. Other miscellaneous tips. Keep your sound on. Your sound will help you hear indicators for balloons and certain bugs, as well as helping you catch fish. Listen to Isabel when you're trying to get your island rating up. She will advise you with how she thinks the island can be improved. Listen to her. She knows what's up. To clear out storage space in your home storage, just get rid of any spare furniture and clothing items that you don't want. You can sell them or send them to friends. And if you find yourself wanting that item later, you can simply order it again with the Nook Shopping app or the Nook Shopping section of the kiosk, and it will arrive in the mail the next day. Donate new bugs and fish to your museum immediately after catching them so you don't end up accidentally selling them. Talk to your villagers every day if you can, especially if they have clouds above their head or small speech bubbles. This means they want to talk to someone, and you can get some cool items or a new nickname out of it. Or they might be considering moving away from your island, which you can either encourage a change in their life if you want them to leave, or convince them to stay if you don't. Have multiple crafting stations placed outside. If you know you're going to make a lot of items while outside, such as tools and fish bait, it's not a bad idea to have a few crafting benches placed around. This way you don't have to go through a loading screen to craft in your own house, or walk halfway across the island just to craft something. The most important thing to remember, as cliche as it is to have fun. Animal Crossing is meant to be a peaceful game that you can relax to. Going to your friends' islands can sometimes be disheartening and make you feel bad about how your own island looks, but you play the game how you want to play it. And if you want your island to look better, then get cracking. Put on a podcast or something in the background and just have fun with it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that this guide has helped you in some way. If you have any additional advice, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Catch you later, Island Dwellers.